how did you get then from there to doing lots of co-writes and becoming a songwriter outside of releasing your own stuff? Because you've had quite a lot of successful co-writes.
Yeah, so again, didn't know that songwriting was a job. Didn't come from that industry, had never seen it. So I really just fell into it. I was evicted from a house in London because I didn't pay my rent because I'd spent it on other things. Took a month off alcohol and then met a guy and moved to Amsterdam. So like almost I had a little glimpse of sobriety and then went, I'm off to Amsterdam. Must have been 30. And whilst I was out in Amsterdam, I met and started working with a publisher that was out there called Cloud9.
Yeah.
I'd met them through my brother and that they know I'd done a bit of writing. So they invited me to some songwriting camps and I thought, oh, okay, I'll go and give it a go. And I loved it and I felt quite proud of myself. It was a way to use that skill without having to feel like I was being an artist again. I didn't feel like I was breaking that promise to myself. And then I met a guy at one of these camps called Jonas, a really lovely German guy. And he texted me after one of the camps and said, hi, lovely to meet you. Do you want to set up some writing sessions between us? And I said, yeah. And we were both really new to songwriter world and I just showed up with him 3 or 4 days a week, started grafting, wrote hundreds of the worst songs you've ever heard. But within 6 months, we had written 2 songs that would go on to be like legit hit records. And we wrote those 2 songs within 1 week of each other. So although one became a hit in 2019 and one in 2020, they were both written in 2018.
Wow.
Wild.
I mean, the big one that we've noticed for you was Post Malone.
Yeah.
So that apparently got you out of a love debt.
Yeah.
Can you?
It's mad remembering the story. So yeah, it was 2018. Funnily enough, it was the year I was going to get sober, and I'm writing a song. We're gonna go all night long. We part like, oh my lord, I didn't sing it, thank God. We knew it was fun when we wrote it. I think you always think your songs are all right. And then it ended up with this DJ Sam Felt, and his label thought it was all right. Didn't think it was a single. He pushed for it, and it came out as just a song on the EP, the last release. No one thought anything of it, and then it just caught fire. One of those stories you hear about, but you never really think it's going to happen to you. And we just watched it become an absolute monster of a dance hit.
It's had like 600 million streams.
Yeah,
That's incredible.
yeah, it's crazy just for a little dance song. 3 idiots in a room writing that, dancing around. But yeah, when that came out, I got sober in 2018, but was dealing with all the things I'd been drinking to avoid, aka massive amounts of debt. So I was about 40 grand in debt to various people, including the government. And my company was 6 weeks away from being struck off the register because I hadn't filed any of my accounts, and I couldn't because I couldn't pay. And that's when I got the first royalty check from Post Malone. So it literally saved my life. So I sort of like wrote myself out of debt.
I mean, that's just the best story. Like,
yeah,
for anyone to have a hit like that is incredible, but to have a hit like that and it makes such a difference, I guess, is just extra awesome.
it's extra awesome. I owe a lot to that song. As a songwriter, I've been proper banned by majors. I never saw it on the cards for me, and actually never ever having major label interest.
What were the burns with the labels like?
Yeah, so I mean, there's so many, and songwriters are treated so appallingly in this industry that the last people to get paid that don't have anything on the master, pretty much the only way you make money is if it's a huge radio hit. You could write a song that gets 100 million streams and earn a few £100. So it's a brutal industry. So when you do have a radio hit, it's very important that because you need to write one a year. That's kind of the rule. If you can write one hit a year, you'll be okay. And I'd managed to do that. And my first two, Post Malone and Black Magic, that were both quite big hits here, I'd written them with mates. My mates had actually cut me in on the master. It's so unusual. So I had I had a few percent on those records. So I was earning not only the publishing, but also something from the master. And that's why I'm able to sit with freedom today. And that was just kind people that didn't follow industry standards. And then the third one was Out, Joel Corry, Charlie XCX. And that was, that one hurt. I'd written the song with my friend Amber. We thought it was really cool calling the song Out. It's so funny, I'm sober writing all these songs about going out partying. Yeah, and we'd always been told it was maybe in the running for Joel Corry. And then classic songwriter, 2 weeks before the release. Oh, just to let you know it's coming out. All right, cool. And there's a sample on it and they haven't gone down on the publishing, so there's only 5% publishing left. And we also got a few other writers in to bounce around ideas. So there's now 12 of you. So you've got 0.5% of the writing. Now that would have been 33%. 12 writers, and they never asked permission. They sent it round, they got it rewritten. They never asked us, which I don't know what it means legally, but it's just a bit rude, isn't it? And it was all like, amazing, you've got this amazing, they try and gaslight the fuck out of you. Yeah. I was like, I don't think it is amazing. I'm not very happy with that. And I said no, because actually 0.5% that they were trying to give me was still record ownership. And I blocked the record, which I'm blocking an Atlantic Records release. Okay, and all the other writers had signed off on it. And I don't think they had taken it really seriously until they got a sync request for Love Island.
Nice.
And they needed me, and I said no. They were like, sorry, for what? Just this annoying nobody songwriter with half blue hair. Anyway, I said I wouldn't do it unless I could meet the head of Atlantic and explain what had happened. And they did it. I got invited to Bryony's house.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Was it just a UK sync for Love Island?
Yes, I think it was just UK.
'Cause that's not even worth anything.
I don't know how much they pay.
That's insane. So in the UK, with sync on TV, it's called the blanket license.
Oh, is that true?
And it's all the same. I can't even remember what it is now. Something like 90 quid for X amount of seconds. It's nothing. Anything that's outside the UK, you can make a fortune. So that's actually incredible that they took it that seriously, because that must have been that they were expecting syndication, or they were expecting to put it on like streaming, because if it goes onto streaming, it's worth a fortune.
There you go.
But if it's on UK TV, it's blanket license is nothing.
It obviously just made them realise, like, oh no, she means it.
That's incredible.
Yeah. Sat with her, explained it. She listened, yeah. She was very nice, very polite, very smart lady. And then said, there's nothing we can do. I was like, right, every other writer's agreed. I think they gave me half a point on the master in the end, and $8,000. Which is okay, but the song streamed 500 million, so you've lost out on a lot of money, and loads of other occasions, but that particular one, I was like, how does this happen? And there's no way for me to go into a legal battle with Atlantic. They know that. They've got more money.
Yeah.
So when part of me doing my own thing was also like, I've got to get away from these pricks, man. I need to just write music. I can't be in this. It kills your spirit.